And it's actually applying absolute values not into equations, but into inequalities. So less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. When you are solving inequalities, you need to solve two inequality equations. So you're going to have two instances. You're going to have a less than as the original, or you're going to have a greater than as the original. And this is just something that you want to memorize, and this is kind of a good way to memorize that. So you have less than, which means that your answer will be an intersection, like it's going to be in between stuff. So you will only have one set of parentheses or brackets. Then if you have a greater than, then your answer will be a union, which means that you'll have two parentheses or brackets. Like it'll be parenthesis, union, parenthesis. You'll have two of them.
So are we writing them in inequality notation, not the...
It'll be in interval notation.
Okay, so it's going to have the union, and it's going to have...
Yes. So if I put this like on a number line, if you had a less than, then the shaded region would just be one interval. If I had it on a number line for the greater, the number line would be two intervals going away from each other with like a space in between. And the number line really helps. So I would suggest writing that and shading it right now.
So for like the less than equations, you said stuff is less than 2, so like a negative 2 could be less than 2, and then stuff is greater than negative 2, what would be that?
So greater than negative 2 would mean that it's above negative 2 but less than 2. So it would be in between negative 2 and 2.
And we flip the sign because we're dividing by a -1, right?
Right, exactly. So if we're looking at like number 1, for instance, we're going to set up our two equations. So it's going to look like x plus 2 is less than or equal to 6. Then imagine dividing the right-hand side by -1. It would look like x plus 2 is greater than or equal to -6. So I've changed two things. I've flipped the sign, I flipped the inequality and I switched the sign. So you flip and switch. Now I solve. I'm going to solve these two. So solving the left-hand side, x is less than or equal to 4. And x is greater than or equal to what? -8. So thinking about, I want you to, when you answer these, I want you to put them on a number line and shade them. So I've got -8, and then I've got 4. And this is going to be a part of your answer. And where does the shading go? In the middle. How do I know it's in the middle? Looking at the original problem.
Because it's a less than.
Yeah, because it's a less than. And then my answer in interval notation would look like, would it be brackets or would it be parentheses? Brackets. Because of the less than or equal to, greater than or equal to.
It's like we were graphing them with the piecewise function.
Yeah, okay.
And it goes from least to greatest. So, like reading it from left to right. -8 to +4.
So whenever you have just like less than or greater than,
Yes. Okay, let's look at number 2. What will my 2 equations be? I've got 2x plus 1 is less than 9. And what would my next equation be?
2x plus 1 is greater than negative 9.
Good, greater than negative 9. Okay, I want you to solve these, put them on a number line, and then put them in interval notation. You get 2x, or x equal, or x is less than what? And x is greater than negative 5. So on my number line, I've got open circle negative 5, open circle 4, shade in between.
Oh, so if we don't have the number line in our answer, are we wrong?
I'll probably just take a little bit of credit off.
Okay. And
I just want you to draw that. I want you to get in the habit of drawing that. And eventually it'll go away, but for right now I want you to keep it. So parenthesis negative 5, comma 4.
And it's open circle because it's not. So it's like
There's no equal to, yeah. Okay, looking at number 3 and 4, they're both greater than. So that means I'm going to have 2 sets of parentheses or brackets, and there's going to be a union in between. So what 2 equations do I set up? We've got 4x plus 5 is greater than 13. 4x plus 5 is less than negative 13. Go ahead and solve those. Okay, when you solve, you get x is greater than 2 and x is less than negative 9 over 2. So when I draw my number line, I just plot those 2 points in their open circles. When I think about the shading, greater than 2 means it's shaded above, and less than means it's shaded below. And these are going out forever in both directions. All the way to negative infinity, all the way to positive infinity. So if I set up interval notation, what would that look like? And tell me parenthesis or bracket. Parenthesis, negative infinity, 2, negative 9 over 2, parenthesis, union, parenthesis, 2 to what? Infinity, parenthesis. Remember, things next to infinity always get a parenthesis. So infinity, parenthesis. Even if you have a bracket for the other stuff. Okay, I want you to try number 4 all on your own. Okay, so I got negative infinity to negative 10, bracket, union, bracket, 2 to positive infinity. Are we okay with this?